Today, we're talking about what might be the most important construction project ever. We're building a thriving child during those incredibly important early years, from age 1 all the way to 5. So what does it really take?
It's a huge question, isn't it? But when you think about it like a construction project, it all starts to feel a lot clearer. It's all about laying down a solid foundation, piece by piece, that's going to support them for their entire life. And this is exactly why it matters so much. This period is just an explosion of growth. Everything that happens right now, from the food they're eating to the silly games you play, is literally building their future. Their bones, their brains, even their ability to fight off a common cold. It's all happening now. So here's our blueprint for today. We're going to start with the foundation itself. Then we'll get into the 3 essential pillars: fueling their body, guarding their health, and of course, nurturing their mind. Then at the end, we'll see how it all clicks together. First things first, the foundation. Why is this specific window of time so critical? Well, because getting it right between ages 1 and 5, that sets the stage for everything else. We're talking strong bones, a sharp brain, and a really robust immune system. This is our one chance to build that base. Now for our first pillar, fueling the body. It's common sense, right? You can't build anything without the right materials. And for a growing kid, those materials come from their food. Nutrition isn't just about a full tummy. It is the essential fuel for every single piece of their development. And that fuel needs to come in on a steady schedule. For these little guys, rhythm is absolutely key. We're talking 3 solid meals a day, plus 2, maybe 3 healthy snacks in between. This keeps their energy up and their bodies constantly building. So what does that look like on a plate? Well, you want to aim for a mix from these 3 essential groups at every meal. You've got your bodybuilding foods like eggs or beans to help them grow. Then you've got energy foods, think rice, potatoes, to fuel all that running and playing. And finally, protective foods, all those colorful fruits and veggies that build up their immune system. And on top of those main groups, there are a few other must-haves. Milk or yogurt are just fantastic for calcium, building those strong bones. Clean water all day long is an absolute non-negotiable. And hey, if you're still breastfeeding after age 1, that's amazing. It continues to give them a huge nutritional boost. And this is where the simple choices make a world of difference. Swapping out a sugary drink for clean water or grabbing a piece of fruit instead of chips. It seems small, but it's huge. Because those junk foods, they're not just empty calories. They actually push out the good stuff your child needs, which can lead to real problems like anemia from not getting enough iron. Okay, so the fuel is sorted. Time for pillar number 2, guarding their health. This is all about creating a safety framework, a protective bubble, really, around that growing body. And we do that through monitoring, good hygiene, and proper medical care. A huge piece of this is something called growth monitoring. It might sound a bit technical, but all it is really is a simple, regular check of your child's weight. By tracking it on a growth chart, you or your health worker can spot any potential issues, like malnutrition, way early, before they become a bigger problem. And a schedule couldn't be simpler to remember. Until your child hits age 2, you want to get them weighed every single month. After that, you can switch to every 3 months. It's a really simple routine that offers powerful protection. So what are you looking for between those checkups? Well, keep an eye out for these things. If you notice their arms or legs seem a bit too thin, or their weight just isn't budging, or maybe they're getting sick all the time and just have no energy, those are all clear signs it's time to go see a health worker for some advice. And that protective shield, it includes so much more. The really basic stuff is often the most powerful. Washing hands, for example, can prevent illnesses that stop the body from absorbing all those dead nutrients you're feeding them. And of course, staying on top of preventative care like immunizations, deworming, and vitamin A supplements is absolutely vital.
All right, we've fueled the body, we've guarded it. Now it's time for our third and equally important pillar, nurturing the mind. Because a thriving child isn't just physically healthy, it's about building their brain and making sure they feel secure and loved too.
This says it all, doesn't it? It's so simple, so direct, and just so powerful. These 4 things, care, talking, play, and love, they are the fundamental building blocks for a child's entire mental and emotional world. So how do you actually do that? Well, the best part is, it's all about the simple everyday stuff. Chatting with them while you make dinner, reading a story before bed, singing a silly song in the car, or just getting down on the floor and playing with them.
Every one of those moments is actively forging new connections in their brain.
And a quick but really important note on a modern challenge: screen time. The guidance on this is pretty clear. For little ones under 2, the goal is to limit it as much as you possibly can. And for the older kids in this group, you still want to keep it minimal and always make sure it's supervised. Okay, so we've laid our foundation and we've put up our 3 main pillars. Now, let's just step back and take a look at how this whole structure, this complete plan for a thriving child, really comes together. When you boil it all down, it really comes back to these 3 pillars: fueling their body with good food and water, guarding their health with hygiene and smart medical care, and nurturing their mind with tons of love, stimulation, and play. That's it. That's the whole shebang. And here is the most important takeaway of all. These pillars do not work alone. You can't just pick one and ignore the others. A child who is fed the best food but isn't played with won't thrive. Just like a child who is deeply loved but has poor nutrition is going to struggle. It's the combination, all of these things working together, that builds a child who is truly strong, both in body and in mind.
So as we finish up, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. Looking at these 3 pillars, fueling, guarding, and nurturing, what is one small thing, just one action, you can take today to strengthen one of them for a child in your life?